Against drug dealers, if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they killing black men, guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. You know what? Because even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Feel like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good break. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword, with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the men that don't see it, separated from the tares. Now on my prayers, and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Yeah, rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk us, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watch us. Telling people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stockpile us. Meanwhile, UPK turning rebels into Rottweilers. And leave with mighty men, and now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing he ain't innocent, it's fucked up. But my boot shine, standing between two priests, about to blaze on their ass, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just club, and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side, clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause. Look, man, first time I met Manager YAHANNA, man, here 3807. Rebel without a cause. My little daughter with me. Opened the door, he was dropping the truth for me and all that. Rebel without a cause. Man, you know. You do your time, we taking the mountains, training in hand-to-hand combat. Rebel without a cause, it's the reason I'm alive. Up, thank nigga. God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected.
You ever experienced where you plan out a whole lifetime with somebody and their life get taken too soon? So now that story you planned out in your head feel like it's missing pages. Look, written lyrics that you never ever spoke. Remember in the times we had the years before. It hurt me bad that you was 21 years old. You wasn't no savage, it still seemed like it's a joke. So I still talk about you as if you was never gone. The man in that box has got to be your clone. One shot to my niggas' dawns, and now my niggas gone. 10 shots to help me cope inside, about to explode. Missing pages got me missing out on hope. Missing payments and young niggas steady broke. I'm missing my niggas turning to a ghost. Now they can't raise a toast, but for them we pour a dose. When you really close is when it really hurt the most. And when you really love someone, it's hard to let them go. You left me with 2 seasons, now she gotta grow on both. And now she got some missing pages to your story, never wrote. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. No, this a fairly odd flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this a fairly odd flow. I just wish all my focus show their face. This is a story y'all wrote. I'm just missing pages. In this day and age, it is missing pages. Can't leave the house without it's missing pages. Your shoulder. Got to stay on your P's and Q's. I said it's missing pages. 10 toes down. All with it. But look, I wonder if it feel nice when you grip tight on a 40 cal Smith & Wesson at the midnight. Point it to a nigga head, any nigga on sight. Open one eye, put it on sight. And just pull the trigger, kill another nigga, another black statistic. Now he's another victim. Kids and his mother miss him. His story never finished. This is just another sentence. Judge off of life and now you missing. Missing pages got me missing out on hope. Missing payments and young niggas steady broke. I'm missing my niggas turning to a ghost. Now they can't raise a toast, but for them we pour up more. When you really close is when it really hurt the most. And when you really love someone, it's hard to let them go. You took another person like that you ain't even know. And now that person missing pages cause of hoe. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. No, this a fairly odd flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this a fairly odd flow. I just wish all my focus show their face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. No, this a fairly odd flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this a fairly odd flow. I just wish all my focus show their face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. You got cops killing niggas. In this missing page. Red little white folk killing niggas. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good. And niggas killing niggas, you feel me? That don't make no sense. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing pages. It's just missing pages. Like, we in the same neighborhood. Beefing each other over a block. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good. Robbing each other. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good. How could you? We smoke won't do you no good. And it's no good. Hit the weed. You hope it pass by the next day. Shoot, it might not be no next day. No good. They gotta sleep. It's hard out here. It's time we wake up. Especially in Palm Beach. Straight up.
All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm on rest for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, send a curse. We can't forgive us for forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fail. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pal, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, then it's death do us part. So how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. In the photo, salute my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. Now I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth out of show? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that let bygone be. Boy, ass you to stop and ask you to drop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. You know what I'm saying? They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask shit. Oh, I'm gonna step, I'm silent for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no losses, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just pay with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell them we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Plus your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop and ask you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up, serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, Israelites. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. and is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the man with the rank and the authority to be the leader of the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I want to say Yahweh, sorry. I want to say Yahweh Basham Yahweh Barakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Ailatan Basham Yahweh to the sisters. Welcome to our Sunday evening our Sunday evening scripture breakdown class. All right, this is a class that we break down scriptures, things that are happening inside in our society. Things that are happening in our nation. I'll break it down according to the scriptures. Just like that video of a JDF soldier murdering one of our citizens. And the society is fairly quiet about it. Yeah. Because they have allowed crime to reach the stage where people are fed up of crime. So they take any solution that the government put forward when it comes to crime fighting. But one thing we need to remember is that murder is not crime fighting.
Right.
Murder is not crime fighting. Right? If someone of another ethnic background should have committed themselves and be pursued by the law, and the same thing was to have been meted out to someone of another ethnic background, you would have an outcry. You would hear, this is murder, and they would smartly be telling you. They wouldn't be saying that, they're murdering half the white man or they're murdering half the Indian or the Chinese. They would smartly tell you, the soldiers murdering the citizens of this country.
Good.
Here we are. Good. Here we have now a situation where, the soldiers or a soldier committed the same act under the spirit of crime fighting. And the society is basically quiet. Why? Everyone, conflict resolution solution. But you see, when you create the conflict, and you give the solution. There was a prime minister in Jamaica who said, shoot first and ask question after. Of course, that came from the United States. There was a time in the United States when crime was getting out of hand, and they said the same thing, shoot and ask after. And then that prime minister, I think it was you last year, said the same thing in relation to our Jamaican Israelites. But what they don't know is that they are going to pay for all these.
Done. Right.
Yeah. They are going to pay. All right. Give me Exodus 2:18.
Canada one gun. Canada one gun. This is the book of Exodus chapter 2 verse 18. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today?
Hold on. What did I say?
Exodus 2:18.
13.
13. Okay, gone. Got another one gone. Verse 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together, and he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
All right. So, you know, in this situation here, in Moses' time, when Moses just discovered that he was an Israelite, Moses realized that the people whom he was, because he grew up in Pharaoh's house.
Okay.
He grew up as a prince. But now he realized after becoming an adult that these very people who he is over is his own people, his own flesh and blood, realizing that he's an Hebrew, that he's an Israelite.
Okay.
Now he realized that the Israelites were striving with each other. And there was before this instance, he saw one of the Egyptians striving with one of the Hebrew, and he smite the Egyptian and hit the body. And then he went out the next day and he saw 2 Hebrews now, 2 Israelites striving with each other. So he was now trying to pacify them. And the one who did the wrong now, him say, why you hit your brother? Right? Well, of course, we know the response, what he said. You know, the next man said, who make you now prince over we? Eh? What?
Okay.
You want to come kill me like how you kill the Egyptian yesterday? And Moses said, I thought I was the only one who know this. Well, you know, this soldier man, you know, it means the same thing. But in any case, he wasn't the only one there. It was 3 of them. We soon play the video. You know, I was trying to not play this video, you know, because it's a bit gruesome. But it needs to be out there. We need to let our people know. When I hear the government saying putting soldiers on the front line, what exactly what it means.
God.
Right? And when he says that he's fighting crime, what exactly it means. All right, there's an article. All right, let me see if we can get this article to you. What would be the best way to send it to you? So I'm going to WhatsApp it or you want me to send it on?
Yeah, you can WhatsApp it, sir. Yeah, man. No sweat.
All right, the thing here look easier. Messenger look easier.
Okay, good.
Let me see if we can find your messenger page. Okay, here it is. All right. Yeah, I send it on Messenger. Facebook Messenger. To you.
Good.
All right. Now this man who is now the top cop, clearly an Eden. Clearly an Eden. All right, welcome to our online viewers. What is that mean? Welcome to Priest and Officer Awar. Yeah, Priest and Officer Awar, let me take this time out and give you your congratulations on our class for your successful completion on Hebrew Academy, sir.
Most damn Christ.
Right, this was the ally in power. You remember that name, young man, when he was a young man.
Remember that tell me, God.
Right, he's now priest and officer 50 Awar.
Damn right.
Right there,
Yeah, what?
right there in the Philly school. All right. What we have in Jamaica now is a situation where our leaders behave as if, you know, they are so taken aback by crime.
Gun.
If you, all right, take this on the, let's look at this on the animal level now. Let's say you have some cats and dogs in your home, right? They live in your home. They live in your yard. You're
Gun.
not feeding them. You don't provide for them. What do you think is going to happen?
Them are go next door and steal.
Right. So they go next door and steal, or they do what?
Or them steal from you.
From you, right? Or them, well, as soon as you put down your food and turn about, they jump up and take it.
Gun.
So you have a situation here in Jamaica. Same thing, you know. You have the citizens of Jamaica. You don't provide for them really. And I show you how much you're not providing for the citizen. This influx of Chinese who now operate business within our space. They didn't come out here without an invitation. It was they being here was helped by this very same government here. It's the very same government that have to give them work permit and determine, and it's the very same government that determine their immigration status. And that's why I can't understand how some people go and tell about, you know, look at the Chinese, look how they this, look how they that.
Gun.
They get help in so many different ways.
Gun.
They can come to Jamaica without a visa set by our government. They can come in a space and operate. Work permit obviously is not a problem. The government probably now just remove the work permit or make it easier for them to get a work permit to operate a business in Jamaica. But you know the citizen of Jamaica. Also, not to mention, you know, if they need loans, you know, with a bank loan or from each other, it's there.
Right.
How easy as our government make it so that we can operate business here in Jamaica. It's not so easy. For you as a black man to operate business in Jamaica, you have to be able to foot your costs all the way from start to finish. Right? You have to stand your cost all the way. Or, I mean, you just forget about business. That's how they set it. You open the article?
Cancer.
All right. Now, in this article, this was from January 25th, I think. The opposition now saying crime getting out of hand and there is no crime plan and blah, blah, blah. All right, what the article says.
Another one, gun. Opposition leader gives police commissioner 60 days. That's the headline.
Right. So the opposition leader says 60 days for you to come out to a crime plan or resign.
Gun.
Right? Read on.
Another one, gun. Opposition leader Mark Golding has given the Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, 60 days to change course in his crime fighting strategy or consider stepping aside and allowing someone else to do the job.
All right, so the top cop in Jamaica is really a soldier.
Okay.
I don't know why we think all the time that the solution to fight crime in Jamaica is to put the army in charge.
Right.
Yeah, man. when you put the army in charge of civilians, you end up with a situation like Ukraine,
Right.
right? Putin same one demilitarized Ukraine. He didn't send his police force over there. He sent the army.
Right.
And when the army was giving him trouble, him send for him. Then call the man, the Chechen man, him Putin attack dog.
Okay.
And him go in there, and it look like him kill everything will look too gay.
Right.
Right? Well, that's the way they do things. But as to we Israelites, there is a prescribed way that we should operate.
Right.
And it's biblical.
Okay.
When we don't operate that way, there is consequence. The only consequence Putin is going to face is not from God, it's from them same Europeans.
Right.
From the same his own people. There's nothing scriptural about God punishing any other nation for the way they do or the way they treat each other. But there is ways that we should treat each other. As a
Right.
matter of fact, the Most I don't need to tell them other nation how they should treat each other. All right?
Okay.
But he has to tell us. Continue.
Another one gun. The People's National Party leader, who was speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, also stated that Minister of National Security Horace Chang need to resign from his post.
All right. So he was saying, crime getting out of hand, no can't do nothing. No, move, step aside and let somebody else do the job. Continue.
Another one gun. The Commissioner of Police is also hereby being put on warning. He is the main architect and promoter of the government's state of emergency strategy as an ongoing policing tool, Slovakia. No other commissioner of police before him has followed that unprecedented and what we regard as a dangerous path, abrogating the most basic and hard-won rights of Jamaicans in the name of ordinary policing, Golding said.
All right. So I think he was making reference to the lockdowns and the various checkpoints and things that was across.
Okay.
I remember the opposition was attacking them that they are using it not to control COVID, but to fight crime.
Right.
And that is not
Right.
not proper policing in fighting crime. That is really military control.
Right.
All right. Continue.
Another one can. The opposition leader instead reaffirmed his backing of zones of special operations as a lawful alternative to state of emergency and put other measures on the table which he think can help with the country's current crime problem.
Right. Here it is, where we make a mention to the ZOSO, zones of special operation.
Right.
Because the opposition leader realized that they are using it to fight crime rather. Zones of special operation really went in for COVID.
Okay.
To restrict the movement during lockdowns in COVID. But they're using it as a crime control measure, which that's not the way for policing. That is military rule.
Okay.
Continue.
Another one can. If the commissioner cannot find another approach to get strategic approach to getting the crime problem under control in the next 60 days, I think he must call it a day, Golding said.
All right. We can end that one there. And that is so true. If you can't find another way than military rule, then, leave it, make somebody else find it. But Golding is also being semi-hypocritical.
Right.
Because he is taking none of the blame for the crime, for where crime is. In Jamaica, it was both parties who orchestrate and what's the word now? They orchestrated, they are the author of the way crime is fought and who commits the crime in Jamaica.
Good.
You have so many other races out here. Why you don't see them committing crime?
Right.
Who want to guess? Are committing the same crimes that we will commit. Because they do commit them. The Chinese don't get locked up, you know. But yeah, the Chinese don't get locked up a lot for now. Bringing in illegal cigarettes in the country. And guess how the cigarettes become illegal? You bring it in and you did not pay the custom duty on it.
Okay. Gone. Okay.
That's how it becomes illegal, you know.
Okay, God.
Cigarettes are perfectly legal.
God.
Yeah, you were saying?
Silake, speaking about the knockoff cigarettes, because them have some knockoff ones.
I don't really knock off them, you know, them be custom with them.
Okay, Silake.
You get them if you can go in China and get a cigarette at $1. I think that one Jamaican dollar equal one Chinese yen.
Okay, yeah, Silake.
While one cigarette out here is sold for what?
I don't know the price nowadays, but
well, the cigarette that pays custom.
God.
You get that about $70. Once you pay the import duty on it, it's about $70, $70 to $80, right?
God.
So if you can get a cigarette in China for $1 and bring it across and don't pay the custom duty,
right?
Trust me, you're in a business that is bigger than the drug trade.
God.
That is why, and guess what? 1 million stick of cigarette is not. It doesn't take up a big space, you know. It's a small space to take up.
God.
So this is why now the Chinese are always caught into anything bandulu. Making knockoff goods, breaching customs. What else?
Money laundering.
Yeah. Well, all that lead, yeah, some money laundering. Well, they're not too big on money laundering, them two things there. Them two things that is their main crime.
God.
Right? They strive too, but you don't see much of them striving. You know, they don't really have no time for strive. They're gonna go sit down and sell the illegal cigarette and they knock off goods.
Good.
But when they do it and they get through and they make the millions, they hear people come and talk about, oh, look at the Chinese. If we should emulate Chinese in Jamaica, the banks would starve. And more of us would be in prison. Because they always do knockoff. And it's not today, you know. There was a time when they used to do, some of them was caught canning ganja, put ganja in can. Yeah, these were the Jamaican Chinese, not the one who come from China. No, these were Chinese that were born and grew in Jamaica. Can ganja, and next thing that they used to do, the human trafficking. They also used to do it, you know, bringing the Chinese worker them from China out here and work them like slaves. And you used to go in the Chinese shop and you see a little Chinese girl also and you say, hello, and she not answer you and you believe, say, you know, you say, what you going like she not answer at me? But she was a slave.
Okay, gone.
And we never know that. Bust out. Find our house where they have whole same place in Clyde there too, you know. They have a whole for Chinese worker in a place when they check it out. None of them have no work permit.
Damn.
No work permit. And they were working them below minimum wages.
God.
And They had restrictions on them. They can't go out as they ever like. They were taken from their location to work and taken back from their work to the location. And they cannot speak to anybody. So we used to see them over there. You go in a Chinese shop and you talk to them and they not answer. And you get the feeling that they were going like them better than you, which way they can. But we never know that was the case. So Chinese commit crime too. Then they have the whites. The white man in Jamaica now feeling thing now. You want to know the white man in Jamaica to go and research petrojam. Right? Go and research the sugar industry. Go and research the various ministries with money laundering.
Okay.
These blacks, these Israelites that you see in the government, various government ministry with the money laundering. Who do you think they learn it from? It's the white man they learn it from.
It's gone.
Who do you think they learn in the sugar industry when they pill fridge, mash up the sugar industry? Who do you think they learn it from? When they used to expats, when they used to have expats coming in Jamaica to as top managers for businesses, for government, and for the sugar industry and other organizations. When they were leaving, they teach the next black man who will take over from them. And not only that, many of them could not siphon off these cash without the help of their technocrats within their organization.
Okay.
Because the man below them who have to, you know, the money run through and they approve this and that and it goes up the chain. So they alone couldn't steal or do anything without the man below them. No, so the man below them now, who is an Israelite, learn from them.
Yeah.
Right?
Gone.
Then you have the Indian man. The Indian man wasn't so big in the thing there. In government operations or even businesses. But the Indian man love, you know. Indian man love having trucks and him thing and him doing his own thing. But him not free from crime either.
Right, right.
So why they make it seem as if now the black man committing more crime than anybody else? The black man now, film crime now was what now? Murder.
Gone.
Right? All the murder rate, high murder rate in Jamaica now. We, the blacks, the black Israelite, doing 3/4, if not all of it. How did they learn that?
Gone from the CIA and the other and the political parties.
You see?
Gone.
They learn from them. The only man I can't say learn much from the white man when it comes to crime is the Chinese man. He come here with his own idea of crime.
Right. Good.
Because the white man didn't teach him how to make knockoff.
Good.
The white man didn't teach him, say, you know, you can come in, breach customs and come in with cigarettes. The white man didn't teach him that. He learned that off his own. Right? But we learn from the oppressor. We learn to kill each other, and that is what we're still doing. There's a large drug bust that was done in Jamaica maybe about 2 weeks or so ago. I don't think it's a month yet. A cocaine bust. You heard about it?
Not even a month. I think about a week. About a week. Right, gone.
Right. I think it's in the same time that the soldiers murdered the person.
Last week, basically.
Right.
Gone.
So it seems as if that murder by the soldiers was linked to the drug bust.
Okay.
So it seems as if maybe they are covering tracks because poor man can't own so much drugs.
Right.
So whose drugs? Who it belongs to?
Slakia, I think the information.
The man that you caught.
Slakia.
The man that you caught with the drug, he's just a watchman over him. But him know the code already, said you can't call a name.
God.
And even if him say, why, who, you call name, you know, then what you see the soldier do? That's what happened. Murder you before you get to
You get talk.
call any name. All right, you were saying something.
Yes, sir. It came out that it was some Indian, Jamaicans, but of Indian descent who were behind that big boss. You know what I mean? I don't remember the name, but the name seemed like it's a long time player, politically affiliated and everything. I don't remember the name right now. But yeah, it come out as to who this big fine belong to, as some Indian, two brothers. But them are Jamaican.
Indian.
Right. Gone.
Jamaican Indians.
Jamaican Indian. Gone.
All right, you see? Well, that I really used to be the cool man thing,
Right. But Silaki again,
But
sir.
yeah,
Silaki.
sorry for them.
Where they asked to be extradited even before Dodos. You know what I mean? And they are now being extradited now. Because of the
Well,
same.
if it was before Dodos, then that means those Indian would have probably linked with the other Indian there with the name Rancharan from Montego Bay.
That's the name, sir. I'm going to
That's
tell
the
you,
name.
probably know the name, seeing that, you know what I mean? You know more about them long time.
I can't call the name because the name was called in the media.
Right,
But,
gone. Yeah, man.
Well, those who know the story know that when Dodos buy the guns and lock off Tivoli, have that man money. He says spend. Because Short Boss is a bad man, he can't go back to Short Boss with money. He left the money with Short Boss.
Okay.
While him get extradited and Short Boss use the money. Anyways,
different story.
Different story. But Short Boss a bad man. He can't go to Short Boss and say, where the money there?
Yeah. God.
No, this is whole crime story in Jamaica. And who get caught in the middle? We Israelites, we get caught, and just like when America was having their civil war and there were blacks fighting on both sides. Same thing with the drug war in Jamaica here. You have the blacks, and the worst part, we not benefit. What them get out of it?
Not one thing.
The little man who gets shot is a little barefoot man. Then give him a gun.
Okay.
Right? They probably won't even give him a clocks. Promise him a clocks and thing and say, yeah, it's when this go through. You're nice, man, don't worry. Maybe everything go through, them with a nice. Yes, maybe. But it never got through. I can bet you in social standing haven't improved.
Right.
From where it was before they shoot him. If it improves, it's not much.
Right.
Right? And many times you see them man with them big heavy irons on their hip, chrome out, loaded with shot. I tell us, boy, boss, you want to say, hungry, want to go buy, want to break the faucet, want to go eat something,
Okay.
You said to yourself, say, blouse and skirt, them so strap. I can't buy a food.
Can't buy a food. Can't them buy the gun.
Thank you.
Good.
Good. That's the point.
Good.
There is a big man behind it.
Right.
Who is the puppet master.
Right.
Who is pulling the string. And there goes crime fighting in Jamaica. And that is what our government is not touching.
Right.
What the government want to do now? Put the blame on the little man on the street.
Right. Gone.
Right? It's the little man on the street who is committing the crime. Yeah, that him want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But the little man in the street was taught by you.
Right.
Right? I'm going to play a little video with Michael Manley when they asked him about political violence. Where was it? Blah, 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 blah. They had asked Michael Manley about political violence
Good.
in Jamaica. What did you know this day? It's just 10 minutes. And this was probably 1976. And this was what he had to say.
I think that one has to distinguish two clear things. Firstly, the city of Kingston, like many cities with problems of unemployment and poverty, has always had a tendency to violence of the kind that you would find certain in many North American cities. Set and off balance and that sort of thing. And definitely, therefore, a political element has crept into the situation.
All right, it kind of low, so
Muffled too. Kind of sound muffled.
Sound muffled. Well, I saw him speaking on
Okay.
kind of bassy.
Try mute. Mute.
You do what?
Mute in your mic. And me, I'm going to mute my mic to see if it make a difference. Sometimes the feedback. So, okay. Silakia, sir, you might mute.
I was saying that Juna do daily. Oh, give the name of the person.
Good.
All right, I'm going to play it now. Muting my mic as I suggest. So go ahead.
Well, why would usually Tranquil Island?
I think that one has to distinguish two clear things. Firstly, the city of Kingston, like many cities with problems of unemployment and poverty, has always had a tendency to violence of the kind that you would find certainly in many North American cities, set and off balance and that sort of thing. And definitely, therefore, there is a political element has crept into the situation.
Well, why would the opposition party, I presume you're referring to the opposition party, there are only two parties running.
Yes.
And why would they go to tactics of that nature? Don't you think it would harm them more than do them any good?
Well, I think that the whole thing, you see, has been, I think, rather cleverly managed, in that our political tradition has always involved, again, a very marginal element of violence, although it used to be in the old days just fist fights and the occasional brick and things of that sort. And recently what has happened, as I say, is to introduce into this tendency a certain element that I think is borrowed from the underworld. And I think this has been done by certain elements quite deliberately to cause a certain panic in the society, to give the impression that the government's not really in control. And of course, sometimes, as happens when the violence starts on one side, you get reaction from the other side. So in the end, you get a confused situation in which the average citizen may think, well, it just seems to be both of them at each other.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this was from 1976, right?
Good.
And you can, you're listening, you hear what him said, violence introduced by one side, then you're going to get a reaction from the other side. So you give the impression to people, like, they're at each other.
Good.
Right? And him said violence has always been in politics, but it used to be fist fights. Never used to have chop up and stab up on them something. It was fist fight, he said.
Good.
But certain elements borrowed from the underworld, certain style, and he's now referring to what the CIA taught how to destabilize and to terrorize, because these are acts of terrorism.
Good.
How to terrorize the society for power. No, that's where it stemmed from. All right, let's listen some more on it.
So that one gets a cloak under which really to work the plan.
In driving around Kingston, we noticed a lot of signs saying Castro go home or CIA go home. There seems to be a Cuban-American involvement in this. Now, how much influence do these countries have on this political scene at this time?
They don't, neither country has any general influence in the Jamaican political scene. What has happened is that because the Jamaican government has had a policy of friendly relations with Cuba, very like the Canadian government, who have always had a tradition of friendly relations with Cuba. We have been charged by the more right-wing extremist elements of our opposition with all sorts of propaganda in what has really been an orchestrated communist smear tactic. Very unfair. We're not communists. We're very much a sort of social democrat group, democratic socialist group. And these smear tactics have been worked, which accounts for the Castro go home kind of slogan. And then, of course, there has been a certain tension in certain elements in the United States of America about our relations with Cuba, as indeed there is tension in America towards Canada's attitude towards Cuba, as you know, is not approved of by the State Department. And so somehow all this has got escalated into a series of charges and countercharges.
Well, is there some financial involvement, say, from the Cubans to your government and from the Americans to the opposition?
No. Well, I can't speak for the Americans with the opposition. There's no financial involvement between the Cubans and us, none whatsoever.
The Cubans are investing here, though. They're like building a school.
Well, that really was a gesture of solidarity. It's very much a, you know, there's a new thing emerging in the third world, where third world countries often do things for each other on a cooperative basis in a manner that I think is quite new in world experience and very interesting. We, for instance, are helping them up with no charge at all with some things that we think we are quite good at, like tourism. We send teams for no charge to help them organize their new tourist industry. And also we have been one of the countries here who has, I think, shown courage in standing up for Cuba's right to be accepted as a normal part of the Latin American family. And I think that they appreciate this, and as a gesture of solidarity, offered to build this school as a sort of reciprocal gesture, which of course became a subject of propaganda.
Yes, why would they be so touchy, though, for people to take pictures of a project like that?
Well, you see, because they've been, the fact that they're building this school has been the subject of a lot of unfavorable comment in the American press. Right-wing elements in Jamaica have been very nasty about it. And they, after all, you know, have a very unfortunate experience with the CIA, as I'm sure you know. And they have had their own embassy.
You've got a problem. The problem is you live, most likely, in one of these 5 countries.
Yes, in recent times, for example, their embassy has been attacked twice here by extremist right-wing elements. And I think that this tends to make them very sensitive and therefore touchy, as you said, touchy about the situation and very careful. And, you know, with the state of emergency on, they would be particularly, I think, cautious at this time.
What about Canadian investment in Jamaica? I understand it's about $300 million. And with the swing toward socialism or perhaps eventual nationalization, what sort of situation are they in now? Is it a precarious thing for them, or?
No, we have very good.
All right, we can break that one right there. There's another one.
With you, but you certainly make it.
Your case for the legitimacy of what you're doing very well. Let's take a look at some of the things which Louis Wolff had to say, and we'll let you comment every so often on this, okay? What in the years that you've been publishing it do you think are some of your most significant revelations? Are there some stories that even shocked you?
Well, I think one of the big stories that we were able to document in some detail was the whole scope of CIA activities, similar to what the CIA did in Chile, and which was documented by the Senate Select Committee, was the whole covert action program in Jamaica in between 1976 and 1980. And we did a great deal of research into that, and we discovered in many ways a very similar program, almost a classic model that was followed along the lines of what they did in Chile. Including three major categories: military, paramilitary activity, the use of propaganda in the media, and the third one, which was economic warfare, using the multilateral organizations, the International Monetary Fund.
He mentioned, there's one word he mentioned that I think we did our class on that: economic warfare.
Good.
This is very important for us to understand as Black people in Jamaica. War is fought on that front as well. Economy.
Good.
War is not necessarily me taking the gun and shoot after you and you shooting at me.
Right.
There is economic warfare. And this, you notice how the video look? It's a long time video, you know?
Yeah, good.
Right? And we still don't understand economic warfare. Right? What we understand is, boy, I'm hungry today, and I'm going to look it. That is responding to economic warfare.
Good.
How do you attack economic warfare? The Most High gave us the solution a long time. Separate.
Right.
Separate from them. The Most High gave us, what do you call it now? When you control a market, what do you call it again? Monopoly. The Most High gave us a monopoly in agriculture, you know?
Good.
Sheep rearing, goat rearing, planting. That is why him tell us, once you are worshiping the right way, the rains will come. Right? Separate. When you can feed yourself, you can do many other things. But when you have to be responding to economic warfare, say, boy, I'm hungry today, and my children children are hungry today. I have to go and get food for them today. How long I can be hungry for? Can't be hungry for a long time, man.
Right.
Right. So this that you mentioned here is what is now. This is what the rising crime is as a result of economic warfare. Right. Officer of war said husbandry. Right. Animal husbandry. Right. He gave us a monopoly in husbandry when it comes to animals, which was probably why Jamaica did so well during slavery with agriculture. You see, so they know as well. Cotton. The Black Americans. and we with sugarcane and other ground provisions, because the food that feed the ground provisions that Buckingham Palace used to get came from Jamaica, right up there in what's the name again? Up Colbeck there in St. Anne's. What do you call the region there again? No man, you pass it when you're going into Ochi, up St. Anne's. They use some old backside mine also is in that region. No man, you pass you water and go all the way up. And then you go through this and you reach Fern Gully after. There's a lot of cows in that region too. Right up there, so food for Buckingham Palace used to come from, right? Agriculture. So I mean, we need to go back into that and stop and come off of this hustling thing where, but they're smart. They don't give you any land. So how you going to do agriculture without land?
Right.
Right. But there's a lot of empty land in the country that you can utilize until the owner comes. You use it, man. Right? All right, let's hear what he's saying again.
And others to withhold loans which had been promised to the Jamaican government. This is one example.
One thing that they do in this economic warfare with all monies that you're supposed to get. So that's how you know that, you see, when you work in the system and you are to get your money from the government and you're not getting it, it's an act of economic warfare. And they are aware of it. This is economic war. You're supposed to get your money and you're supposed to get it from 2 weeks ago and 3 months you can't get it. This is economic war.
What are a couple more of the details of that? You particularly mentioned those first two examples of actual paramilitary activity the CIA was involved in Jamaica.
There was a fire, for example, that took place in Jamaica of an old people's home. I think 150 old and infirmed women, many of them blind, were living in this home. And as it turned out, the place burned down in the space of about 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. It was discovered that the phone wires had been cut and that the exits had all been blocked. Even those who could see their way out could not get out. That the means by which the fire was set was the use of a petroleum jelly, which was unavailable in Jamaica. This was one indication, among others, that there was outside help. Why would the CIA, you might ask, why would the CIA want to murder 150 old women? It was because it was an effort, part of a very large-scale effort to discredit the government in Jamaica, which was at the time headed by Michael Manley, the Prime Minister. There were images produced of Michael Manley in the media, in the Daily Gleaner, which was the newspaper which the United States, through the CIA, helped to support. And there is a good deal of evidence of that. There were images of Michael Manley showing a death mask. I mean, it was his face which had been somehow made to look like a death mask, although it was pretending to be a photograph of him. And there were many ways to try and discredit him. This is very, very similar, in fact, to what the CIA did to try and discredit Salvador Allende in Chile. If you remember, Richard Nixon instructed the CIA in a meeting which was in 1970 in the White House, and there was a document in the Senate report which is reprinted, and he said, "Make the economy scream." Those were his words. And that's, of course, what the CIA proceeded to do in Chile, and that's what they also did in Jamaica.
They also furnished a lot of munitions.
Idea of making the economic scream is the same thing they do in Venezuela. Venezuela is oil rich, ain't it? And then, because Venezuela had an intention to help Jamaica financially, I can't say more than that. We're going to want Chavez do have an army. He can't attack anybody. I can't see why they would want to make Israel an economic scream. Why? Because the man wants his people to grow, right? And what they do now, they take all the money that was in the West and they carry it over into Europe, Eastern Europe. All those 15 or more countries, white countries that were communists.
Good.
As you always said, they were the communists.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't trying to become communists. They weren't copying anything from communism. They were communists.
Right.
Yet that's where the money pumped. So it begs the question now, did you really hate communists as you say, as you make it seem? No. Russia. Europe don't want nobody to buy Russia cheap oil, you know. Telling the whole world boycott Russian oil. But at the same time, Europe spending 800 million daily.
Right.
Buying Russian oil, cheap oil.
God.
So India is the one now is talking about, through Gravitas, talking about the hypocrisy and saying double standard. Same thing here in Jamaica. There's this double standard when it comes to crime fighting. Right? You allow some crimes because it's not being perpetrated much by blacks. Right? Majority of perpetrators are whites and white descendants and other nations, like Petrojam. Billions of dollars going to waste at Petrojam. That should be coming over into the economy with this high gas price. We don't see any money in the budget as income from Petrojam, from the oil refinery. Right? What you see is some skyrocketing salary. People are getting $1 million a month. That's interesting. What kind of food they eat, so not even if they're going to eat the dirty yam every day, which would give them high blood pressure. But
good.
I tell you, man, we have a situation here that is not fair. All right, little more on this man now, from this man.
And assistance to the terrorist squads that were going around killing people in
Okay.
To mute your camera for this one, you know. This one loud.
Okay, good. Wait, say mute the camera.
No, man, your mic. You don't have to mute your mic for this one.
Okay, good.
Oh, this is I.S.U.P.K.
God. Shalom.
Shalom, I.S.U.P.K. You know, another Caribbean brother.
God.
Come on.
Kaboom.
Another Benjamin. Welcome, brother. Yeah, man, it's just like you said, they killed Chavez to take away all the benefit that was coming to the other Caribbean islands. Because, yeah, Jamaica was benefiting from cheap oil. Just like how Europe now benefiting from cheap oil from them own white man blood.
God.
Why shouldn't we get some of the cheap oil from our own Israelite brother?
Right.
You know, them kind of double standard here.
these things about Jamaica with your own eye. We're going around killing people in the cities and also in the countryside of Jamaica. They also had furnished a lot of munitions and assistance to the terrorist squads that were going around killing people in the cities and also in the countryside of Jamaica as well.
That's correct.
Well, John, you had a trip down to Jamaica and you saw a lot of these things about Jamaica with your own eyes, right?
Yes, indeed. A very moving, a very interesting trip to me to see a target country at a time in the height of a CIA operation when I was completely outside. So there's no way that I could see. To see the problem that journalists have always had when the U.S. government was targeting on a country in a situation, trying to destabilize it, overthrow or manipulate the elections or whatever, of trying to figure out what's going on when you don't have access to all of the flow of cables and the discussions in National Security Council meetings and whatnot, or the planning. I observed that from published information, the CIA station there was quite large for that size of a country. It was huge, in fact. It was bigger than any station I knew of in Africa, although Jamaica was a fairly small island with 2 million people.
All right. You hear what I'm saying?
God.
The size of the CIA operation in Jamaica was bigger than than they have in bigger countries than Jamaica.
Right.
This operation was, I'm talking about the amount of personnel involved in the operation.
God.
It's bigger than the whole have in Africa, who have millions of people, and Jamaica is just 2 million people. So he was really shocked at the size of the operation.
Right.
Right. And this was in the 70s.
This was how much of a threat they thought we were, Salakia.
Thank you. How much of a threat they thought we were.
God.
Now, listen more again.
God.
That's typical when the CIA has got a big operation going in a place. They beef up the station and beef up the offices back stateside. The tone and flow of articles in the Gleaner was, of course, as Lou says, definitely a chapter out of Chile or a chapter out of the Angolan operation. Every indication of a massive CIA operation going to destabilize the government, to make the economy scream. And in that case, I would say that probably someone got promoted for that one, probably several people.
Because Manley was run out of office by
He was,
legitimate.
yeah, without a scandal, without an assassination, without the things that have caused the CIA so much grief. Manley, a champion of social democracy, of giving people a piece of the pie, was thrown out of office, and an arch-capitalist was put in office. And again, there was...
All right, this was... No, these men are writers. When they research, I don't know if they're a former CIA, but they do their research based on CIA operations right across the world.
Okay.
When CIA finish an operation and release green paper and things, they are the ones who generally do the publishing. They make money out of it, right? So people really look out for their research and thing and follow. So this year, there was an interview, they're interviewing them, asking them about, the Jamaican operation here. And I mean, it's very interesting.
Was put in office, and again.
Right. So here now him say, Michael was taken out of office, and a hard capitalist was put into office, referring, of course, to Siaga.
God.
Hear them referring to him as a big capitalist. God. Now we here in the I.S.U.P.K. know that the economic warfare that is waged on us is waged under the banner of capitalism.
Right.
If they put a capitalist in office, take out a man who used to say, plant your own food, backyard farming, self-sustenance, and they remove him and put a capitalist in place who left us with a legacy of murdering each other, that showing now that the economic warfare is presently in full gear.
Right.
There was minimal adverse publicity. Lou Wolf and the others were studying the situation and did publish about what was going on, but it was not published in the New York Times and the Washington Post, and the big television networks didn't do studies on it, primarily because even if the journalists of the big organs knew what was happening and might have wanted to, they really just, because of the secrecy, couldn't get the truth about what the United States was doing. One interesting thing was that the effectiveness of the lies, the liars in our government, you know, the duplicity. When we formed the CIA, we committed our leaders to having two policies, as Lou says, the rhetoric, the public statements, and the truth about what United States policy is. So an interesting measure of presidents is how effectively they lie. Interesting discussions that occur inside the CIA is about lying. Would you lie? You know, you're the DDO and you're going to testify.
All right, so we get the picture now. It was the same America under the banner of CIA and capitalism who wages economic war that is on Jamaica.
Right.
Right. And, you know, they achieve what they want, and it still is like we must not go back to talk about being self-sustenance. So because of that, now we're end up with situation like what we were talking about. Okay. All right, another video now I'm going to play now. I want to touch the George Floyd situation in America because that was
sir. I has wanted to pull us a precept, Deuteronomy 33 and 24. Officer Ayaz Salakia.
33, 24.
Gone, sir.
I'm going to say I have it on my agenda.
Good. I think this is something talking about Asha, speaking about the Venezuelan situation.
All right, 33, let me hear it.
Another one can. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 24. And of Asher, he said, let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil.
That's Venezuela, isn't it?
Gone, sir.
Let him dip his foot in oil.
Gone.
And we now know that Venezuela have the largest oil reserve in the world.
Right.
All right, go for the definition of capitalism for me.
Another one, gone. Another one can. This is the definition for capitalism, an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state.
By the state. Right, so things are controlled by private people rather than state-owned. Right. So in other words, it's done for profit. In America, the prisons are privately owned.
Right, gone.
So you going to prison is done for profit. So this is what happened. This is what happened when a country puts its prisons in the hand of capitalism, capitalists.
Sidewalk, please. 1 second.
he can't win, man. Make it work.
Right.
Yes,
Okay. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Mama. 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 All right. All right. Oh my God. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe, man. Mama, I love you. Reese, I love you. My kids, I love you. I'm dead. I can't breathe, man. God bless, man. Mama, I love you. I can't do nothing. My face is gone. I can't breathe, man. Please. Please understand. Please, man, I can't breathe.
Sidewalk, please. One sidewalk,
And just I realize that.
I realize
that. So look here. Or a true we are playing. So look here.
Anyway, we get enough out of that.
Yeah. So
no.
look.
We know that they killed George Floyd.
Right.
We know that much.
Good. So look here, sir. And just to show you that every time the I.S.U.P.K try to bring out the truth, you understand, them try censor we in some kind of way. You understand? That video was on YouTube, you know. You understand?
It's still on YouTube.
Right, but for some reason that had to come up. You understand? While we were playing it.
Yeah,
So
right at the time when we were playing it.
Right.
We showed it here in class.
Right.
So they're hunting our steps, man.
Right. So on the door, watch your views, and you might see the fake Israelites them get, you know what I mean, thousands of views. Don't watch that. It's because they are fake Israelites. You know what I mean? Them don't want the truth in the I.S.U.P.K to come out. You understand? So I'm just use that as one of the evidence. So like yes.
All right, this one now.
Damn right.
Right, this is the one now you see about 3 JDF soldiers.
Gun.
Striving with this man and this other Israelite on the ground. We don't see the nationality of the person on the ground, but we know it's an Israelite because they wouldn't do it to a white man or a Chinaman or an Indian or an Arab or any other nation. But look at the face of the perpetrators. The same Jamaican Israelites. Look at George Floyd's situation. These are the result of economic warfare.
Right.
These are spin-off. All right, I don't think we need to play that twice.
Okay.
I think once is good enough. You get the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. one in him head for surety. Why you think that surety was about?
To ensure that he was dead.
Yeah.
Damn.
They were making sure that he was dead.
Okay.
I'm not saying if we can probably put it here. I don't know. I can get it played from there. I don't know if we can play from there. Put it in the chat. All right. So what's the difference now? George Floyd, Judite. This person here who got shot, Benjamin. Both are Israelites. So for the same, what I call it now, consequence. From the oppressor.
Right.
Right? The oppressor was able to convince our JDF men to do the same thing without being there.
Right.
But we know where this is coming from, you know. Give me Ezekiel 35, 4-6.
Another one gun. Another one gun. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 4. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Verse 5. Because thou, Salakia, another one gun. Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6.
Right.
Salakia.
So in the time when we should be now looking for coming out of slavery, coming out of oppression, coming out of the punishment that the Most High put on us, they keep shedding our blood.
Right.
Right? And this is how you fight. Because when the Most High said to us that he will, if we keep the commandment, he will make us what?
Greater than all nations.
He will make us what? Thank you. He will make us be above all nations. That's economics, you know.
Right.
That's power.
God.
So if they use now by the force of the sword to shed our blood, that is also economy. They are fighting this economic war against us, and we have to learn this technique. Learn how to get out of it. We can only get out of it by coming in the I.S.U.P.K and learning the scriptures the right way. Right. 6.
Another one gun, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare.
Therefore, as I live, that is the Most High swearing.
God.
Now, if you as a human swear something, the Most High hold you to it.
God.
But this is the Most High swearing now, and this is what he's swearing.
Another one gun. Another one gun. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sit thou as not, sit thou hast not hated blood. They have a misspelling. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Look if there's a word, S-I-T-H.
Okay. La, sir, no word. I think, yeah, it definitely since, because I read this before and it was since. I mean, I probably just had a misspelling, Salakia. Salakia. Ezekiel, I.S.U.P.K by the precept, sir. Okay, and Salakia. It was the same one that we read, Salakia.
All right, so SITH is an archaic variant of since. So it's not a mistake.
Good.
That's the ancient, that's the old word, English word for since.
Okay, good.
So since you has not hated blood, blood going to pursue you. Right? And that's what you see in Ukraine, who are going back to Europe. Yeah, that's it coming back right on them.
Right.
Proverbs 3:31.
Got another one, gun. Got another one, gun. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
You know that start giving trouble now. So you freeze up and now.
Oh yes, I'm freeze up, sir. Yeah, hear me? Yeah, hear my voice though. All right. So like, yeah, it seems like sir is having some technical difficulties. I'm seeing his screen buffering. You know what I mean? In the meanwhile, just like the video, subscribe to the channel. You understand? Leave in the comments, blast on every social media platform. You understand? You know what I mean? Sir will come back in a minute. You understand? Welcome to all the brothers watching. You know what I mean? I as a priest and officer, you know what I mean? A war. You understand? I am Judah just forward. All right. Sir is back now.
All right, I am Judah. All right.
So like, you never hear when we read Proverbs chapter 3. So like, this again.
3:31.
Okay. Another one, gun. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Right. This is telling us to envy not the oppressor, choose none of his ways. Now, that definitely which that man did was one of the way of the oppressor. You don't know. Obviously, he's working for somebody, you know. Him working for somebody.
Right.
His mission obviously probably was paid to make sure that this man don't come out alive.
God.
We don't have any detail as to what the strife was between both brothers, but what they need to understand is that they are Israelite brothers.
Right.
Whatever the strife is between them, they are not the beneficiary of anything that is, if it is related to the drug bust. None of them is the beneficiary of that. If that drug thing had gone through, they are not the beneficiary. What will they be beneficiary of? The Most High's wrath.
Right.
That's what both of them going to get, the Most High's wrath. Because the Most High don't want to see us striving. And this is what the oppressor keep pushing on us, for us to strive with each other. If two white men have any issue in Jamaica, you think go and pay, make a police or a soldier come treat that other white brother the same way that the police would treat a black?
Blah.
Now, I'm not doing that. You find a way to solve this dispute. In Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
Another one gone.
And what are we seeing? We are seeing our brothers falling victim to the white man's oppression.
Another one gone. This is the book of Cancer, yeah man. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave.
All right. So this man here now, you know, he's an evil eye him have against his brother for what?
Right.
Maybe he was paid to do a job. You can't make a next man pay you to you're it man. You are trained by you are professionally trained, you know. They said go and get this man. We need him to put him before the judge. But you know, go and use your training to make sure that he does not go before the judge.
Right.
So I mean, this is not the Most High's work. For you to kill each other, the Most High tell you that because you're not serving him, then you're going to have an evil eye against your brother. But it is not his will that you have an evil eye against his brother. It's just put a condition that to prevent this evil eye against each other, keep your eyes on me. Keep serving me. And you won't have time to have an evil eye against your brother.
Right.
Right? When you look at our Passover that we had the other day, who knows? A couple thousand people went, right? And that couple thousand people who was at the Passover, I mean, no brother there have an evil eye against each other.
Right.
Because everyone that was there was doing the Most High's work.
Okay.
But I can tell you, this is what it's your enemy who don't want to see you doing this.
Right.
And why your enemy don't want to see you do this? Because of the same economic warfare. They want you to be on top of them, then you're going to be in charge of everything that they are now in charge of in the earth. So they don't want you to come there. Right? Give me Lamentations 4, 17 to 19.
Got another one gun. Got another one gun. This is the book of Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right. Whose work is that man doing? Doing the work of the oppressor.
Right.
The army is the work of the hands of the oppressor. You going on the street with the gun saying you're fighting crime, that's the work of the oppressor.
Right.
You killing your brother for whatever reason in that way, you're doing the work of the oppressor. So you are watching now for a nation which not going to save you. They can't save it. 18.
Right. Got another one gun, verse 18. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
Yeah, man. So that man now is out there, hunt him and find him. You know. Who want him and find him? The oppressor said, we want him, bring him forward. And they send the soldiers to go and hunt him. Which in a way, shouldn't it be police who go and hunt these men to bring them in?
Right. Okay.
Right? But because the top cop now means an ex, and probably not an ex, but maybe still in the army, I don't know. but him still have the title because he's a major. He was a major general.
Yeah, cancer.
Something like a major general
Okay.
in the army. In that title, he has earned it for life. So even when he leaves the army, he will be known as Major General.
Okay.
I want to tell you now that the only thing you can do is to send your crime plan is to use military tactics. What you see this man do there, this is the atrocities that is taking place in Ukraine right now. Right? This is military. This is how military work. And maybe it's the government who should blame. You can't put the military at the forefront of your civilian operation.
Right.
Right? If anything, you can have them as a backup, but you can't put them at the forefront. Now you see for yourself what the military does when they're at the forefront of operations.
Right.
That man was lying on the ground, helpless, probably shot already. What he was doing is making sure. But there's another way to make sure. Come in the I.S.U.P.K and you make sure. This is how you make your selection sure.
Right.
You come in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. Make your selection sure to be on the side of Christ.
Right.
You killing that man now, you believe that, yeah, nobody knows you. It's only the 3 man who's there with you still. You see what happened? But even if the camera didn't pick you up, brother, the most I see you.
Right.
And he's going to demand pay from you. He's going to demand his payment from you pretty soon.
Right.
You watch what is happening with this war in Ukraine.
God.
Yeah, what I said, the next step might happen now. Russia might openly declare war against Ukraine.
Okay.
So by him declaring war against Ukraine, he can now go into Ukraine full-fledged military assault. Right?
God.
And what would cause him to do that? Well, the West is arming Ukraine. So
right, God.
That's what he will do. Let's go on with a full-fledged military assault on Ukraine now. But all that is the Most High preparing them unto blood.
Right.
Things like this that you see in the video. George Floyd death and this young man that the soldier shot. Right? Clearly that was murder, because what you do, the man on the floor. If you as a civilian, if this man was even in a hope, look at the law, If let's say that KDF man was a civilian and he was in his house and that man on the ground broke into his house and came in his house.
Right.
And you have him on the ground like that. And some camera footage caught you doing that to him on the ground. It's murder in charge.
Right.
It might not be first degree murder, but when charged with murder. Right? And it's only the oppressor really categorized murder by degrees. Murder is murder in the Bible. So there's no way out under the oppressor. No way out. We're watching out for them. They can't save you. All right. That was going to Apocrypha now. Ecclesiasticus 39:28.
Another one gun. Another one gun. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Right. No, we don't really casting any blame on this video, you know. We're talking about what we see happen. We saw murder. That's what we saw. We don't know anything about strife. We don't know if this soldier knew this man prior to what happened. We don't know. But what we know is that the Bible speaks against these things.
Right.
What we know is that there are spirits that was created for this time. We should not let these kind of spirit come on us.
Good.
Right?
Good.
In the fury lay sore stroke. In the time of destruction, pour out their force. So they mean the spirit of vengeance pour out its force on this JDF soldier. And you know he's gonna answer for his action. Yeah, man, he's going to have to answer for his action. The same scripture let you know that, boy, you know, we give heed to them kind of things here, you know. You should not. All right, same Ecclesiasticus. Um, 7 and 1.
Another one gun. Another one gun. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 and verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee.
Interestingly, it's as simple as that.
Good.
You want to know how to make no harm come unto you? Don't do any evil.
Right.
That one who got shot on the ground, you know, some evil he did, so harm come to him. But the man who brought the harm to him is going to pay. It's a cycle, you know. So that JDF man, evil is going to come to him.
Good.
For what he did. This is the number one thing. Probably this is even rated by the Most High, even above idolatry. Because him tell us straight up that idolatry is vain thing. It's a vain thing. You can't bow yourself down to things that have no power over you. But murder, remember murder, Cain and Abel from up there, so you know.
Good. Silakia, sir. Silakia, sir.
Yeah.
Officer I.S.U.P.K is requesting to join the stream, sir.
Requesting on?
To join the stream, sir. Silakia.
Where is that?
He sent me a message, sir.
All right, send him the link.
Another one gun.
All right. Right. So that spirit created for vengeance fell squarely on this JDF soldier here. Did we read Ezekiel 33, 13 to 15?
La, sir. We never read that.
Huh?
La, sir. You hear me properly?
Yeah, I hear you better now.
Okay, good. La, we never read that one, there, sir.
All right, go find that one.
Another one gun.
Ezekiel what, listen?
33.
33. Right, one. 13 to 15.
Another one gun. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 13. When I shall say to the righteous that he shall surely live, if he trusts to his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousness shall not be remembered, but for his iniquity that he has committed, he shall die for it.
he shall die for it. Right. So you are a righteous man and you start trusting your own righteousness. That is coming your way.
Right.
14.
Got another one, gun, verse 14. Again, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, if he turn from his sin and do that which is lawful and right. Verse 15, if the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed, walk in the statutes of life without committing iniquity, he shall surely live, he shall not die.
So there's a way out for this JDF man here.
Right.
Right? You find the I.S.U.P.K and you come and you make a change in your life.
God.
How does the Bible classify wicked?
Wicked is when you break the Most High laws.
Right. And he said, don't murder.
God.
So, and that's what he did. So
God.
he's now marked for death by the Most High, but he can't change that. He can't change that, right?
God.
Find the truth, come in the truth, restore your pledge to the Most High as an Israelite, and him can remove from you that spirit that is created for that day of wickedness that is now marked upon you. Right. Romans 13 and 4.
Got another one, gun.
You send the link to I.S.U.P.K?
Gun, sir.
Huh?
Gun, sir. Yeah, man. Got another one, gun. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 4. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Right. So he's the minister of God to thee for good. So Christ minister to us for good.
God.
But if you do evil, that same Christ who is minister for good is going to bring this sword against you, because he does not bear that sword in vain.
God.
He's a revenger that execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. And you do evil by doing what?
Breaking the Most High laws.
By breaking the law of the Most High. Right? So, like we said, there is a way out, the other one gone. So this one who is alive, there is still a way out for him.
Right.
Still a way out for him. And he need to find that way. Most time they're in the army, they think they're feeling like that they are invincible.
God.
But you're not invincible. You're not. All right, before we close that, I.S.U.P.K had given us 2 precepts. Ephesians 6. No, that is, I don't do that. Psalm 58 and 3.
Got another one, gun. For he is the minister of God to thee. Salakia, sir. Yabashem Shakata.
Yabashem Shabakatam.
Yabashem Shabakatam. How you doing?
A good man. You're touching on some heavy things, man.
God.
I just wanted to sit in for a little bit, you know.
God.
Just to shed some light on certain things that you're all talking about. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be disrupting the class, but I just want to be in here because a lot of our people in the Caribbean, you know what I mean, they don't understand that the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA is the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
we bring forth what
Right.
your Christian pastor could not never do. You know what I mean?
He would
And never
never,
did
no
because
Christian church would never touch that.
exactly. You know what I mean? And I just came from another city to do some work, and I'm driving in my car and I'm listening to the class because you know what I mean, Kayadawan, Salakia, the officer, Kayadawan. No, you, brother.
Gun, sir. So,
Yeah, Silaka, if I may, you know, I mean, I've been at the slave since last night. I ain't sleep. You know that's my daily life. I don't sleep.
good.
You know what I mean? So forgive me for that. You know what I mean? Because I
Right.
in the heart of Babylon. You know what I
Right.
mean? And what you're all talking about, a lot of our brothers and sisters need this education. They don't need to go to the Christian church or Rastafarianism, all these
Right.
other things to get this. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and I felt, you know, I felt some type of way because like I'm from down where your brother's at right now, and I know that we can do more. But you know what? We have to take our time. We have to have patience. It's the patience of the saints. You know what I mean? I don't want to take too much time. You know what I mean? So you all go ahead, carry on with the class. I'm gonna just sit in and listen, and from time to time, I'm gonna chime in. Salakia.
Canada one concert.
THAWADAH.
Canada one kind. That boy came in choppy. I don't hear everything that you say.
The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Salakia.
No, that one came across clear. That came across clear.
Yeah, man.
All right, you give us a precept, Psalms 58 and 3.
Canada one can. Canada one can. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Right. So it was your precept. You want to break it down, sir?
I mean, it's your class. If you are allowing me, I will, Baba Kasha.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Baba Kasha.
Canada one can. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
The wicked is estranged from the womb. Who is the wicked, man? Like our people in the Caribbean gotta understand who the wicked is. You know what I'm saying? By implementing, you know what I mean, this economic warfare against our people, making our people be poor, living in areas with zinc fence, you know what I mean, and zinc houses and garrison and all of that. You know what I mean? Who caused that? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if all people came together as one, as Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 says, gather yourselves together, we would be a great nation.
Right.
Without Christianity. You know what I mean? Without Islam, without Rastafarianism, having them dreadlocks on our head, which is not part of our culture. Right. You know what I mean? It's going to help us. It's going to make us be one with our people. It's going to make us love and appreciate, you know what I mean, what the Most High set out for us in our scriptures, which is the Holy Bible, the separate book, the book that told us, you know what I mean, we can't be homosexuals. Right. You know what I mean? We can't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. And your brother's been bringing out this truth, man, heavily, man. This is why I asked permission to come in here, because I know our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? And without this truth under Commanding General YAHANNA, the whole world, wherever we are, scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth, we're not going to know it. You know why? Because the Vatican is going to hide the truth from us.
Right.
Islam is going to hide the truth from us. Rastafarianism is going to hide the truth from us. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading, brother.
Canada one can. They go astray as soon as they be born.
Read that one more time.
Canada one can. they go astray as soon as they be born.
What that mean? That mean that the people that we look up to, why Jesus, Caesar Bush, give me a second. Hold on a second. Give me a second.
Timothy Solid.
Give me a second. You see this image? This is the image that we have been given throughout our lives. Our mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties have been given this image.
Right.
They told us that this is our savior. How is this going to be our savior when what Abada one just brought out about George Floyd happened to us?
Right.
The same people that look like this bastard right here, who is an imposter, murdered George Floyd, and Trayvon Martin and Eric Brown and Mike Garner, Philando Castile. This is just America. What about what they did when they came over here claiming that, you know what I mean, Columbus discovered the Caribbean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gone.
It's just a bunch of lies. It's just a bunch of evil, a bunch of wickedness. You know what I mean? They have a perpetual hatred for us. And our people in the Caribbean need to understand that, man. Because if we don't understand that, you know what we're going to do? We're going to be just like our brothers over here in America. You know what I mean? The so-called Judites. The so-called, you know what I mean? Hispanic tribes. We're going to love them. We're going to worship White Mary. We're gonna love the oppressor, and our brothers and sisters gonna be dying in the streets. You know what I mean?
Gun.
Keep reading, brother.
Another one, gun. They go astray as soon as they be born.
Listen. I'm gonna go back to this. They go astray, meaning there is not one part of the oppressor or these other nations in the fabric of their existence that would allow them to love us just like they love each other.
Right.
They're going to love their own more than they love us.
God.
So really, in actuality, you know what I mean, when Rastafari's, you know what I mean, Bobo Ashanti and the 12 tribes, they decide, you know what I mean, we got to come together and it's equality, and Peter Tosh died for, you know what I mean, trying to make marijuana legal when smoking weed is against God.
Right. God.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to continue to die because we're going to subscribe to something that our God, the nigger God, according to Commanding General YAHANNA, did not subscribe. He didn't want that for us. He didn't want us sleeping with our brothers' wives. He did not want us sleeping with other nations, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the truth according to the Bible. So guess what? These niggas that you see with the headbands and the shades and the boots and the braids, you know what I mean, and the fringes that you hate, we talking the truth.
That's
Your
right.
Christian pastor is a liar and a filthy, disgusting piece of shit. Salaki. Keep going, brother.
Another one, gun. Speaking lies.
Wait, say that one more time.
Speaking lies.
Love your oppressor as yourself. Love everybody. Read it again.
Speaking lies.
We are all the same. It's a melting pot. Go ahead.
Speaking lies.
Homosexuality is the alternative lifestyle. Go ahead.
Speaking lies.
Pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster is the other white meat. We can eat it. It's okay. You choose what you want to do. Go ahead.
Speaking lies.
Our black women can commit abortions in the tune of 350,000 every year. Go ahead.
Speaking lies.
That we can allow, you know what I mean, an oppressor to rule over us. And now there is, you know what I mean, psychological warfare. You know what I mean? There's economical warfare. Right. You know what I mean? Do you all know that in Jamaica, we manufacture the most bauxite in the world? You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The natives don't benefit from it. You know who do? The oppressor.
Right.
He's the one who you know what I mean, just like in how to call it, Haiti, the tribe of Levi. These brothers are direct descendants of Moses. Do you learn that in your church? Your Christian pastor is a goddamn liar.
That's right.
And that pisses me and my brothers off because, you know, again, we understand that, you know what I mean, oppression makes a wise man mad. That's why we mad. But we also understand that, you know what I mean, we have been destroyed for lack of knowledge because of what has been taught to us. You know what I mean?
Good.
Blacks in America, blacks in Latin America, blacks in Central America and South America and the Caribbean, we are the same. And we have been told that we are different. The Hispanic tribes, the Mexicans, the Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? Richport, you know what I mean? The tribe of Ithram, Manasseh, Asher, we are the same.
Right.
If we just pay attention to the plight that we go through under the guise of, you know what I mean, democracy and all these other things put on us, shoved on us by the white man, then we will understand that we are the same, man. And that's why what your brothers bringing out is so extremely important and heavy, you know what I mean, for the upliftment and betterment of the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans all over the world, especially in Jamaica. Keep reading, brother.
Salakia. Salakia, sir.
Mm-hmm.
1 sec.
No sweat. And THAWADAH to Officer Abadawan, you know what I'm saying, Officer of 1,000, newly raised, you know what I mean, for giving me the opportunity to come on here. You all, you know what I mean, the KI the one, you know what I mean,
no sweat.
you know what I mean, giving me the opportunity to come on here, you know what I'm saying, because I'm driving home, I just got home, I jumped right in the class, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't resist the spirit from coming on here because what you're bringing out is heavy. A lot of our people need to know this, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Done.
Any more on that scripture, brother?
Verse 3 is finished, but I don't know if you want me to read verse 4, sir. Salakia.
Touch on it. Let me see what it's saying.
Another one done. Verse 4.
All right. I'm going to give us precept, and I'm going to let you work it down, sir.
Can't. No sweat. You could drop that, brother. You drop that.
God.
Go ahead, Abadawan.
Isaiah 11, 6-9.
Got another one gun.
All right, so I'm going to let you break down that.
THAWADAH.
Got another one gun. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leper shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them.
Salakia, if I may, I'm not going to be, you know, I mean, pompous in my knowledge. I had this broke down to me about 2 years ago by Captain Nayatak, but I don't recall how to break it down. But if any brother has the precise breakdown, you could go ahead and break it down. I have an idea of what it's talking about, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be wrong because I have not broken down the scripture in a minute.
It's talking about strife between us Israelites.
Right.
Gonna be ended when Christ came. When Christ come. Right. So like for instance, the strife between that soldier and the citizen.
Right. Like what happened to Paul. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Khan. You're right. Go ahead.
Got another one gun, verse 7.
Strife.
Salakia.
Right.
Salakia, sir.
Go on.
Got another one gun, verse 7. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox.
Go ahead, brother. Break it down.
Right. This is talking about all of it from 6 to 9, I think. It's talking about, all right. For instance, you know, we have like now in Jamaica, crime situation. Who killing who?
We killing each other.
We killing each other. Right.
Right.
But I mean, the oppressor push it, but are we killing the oppressor? Nah. We're killing each other.
Good.
So it's talking about now we going to stop doing that. A man living with his woman and they can't agree. That is going to end. Strife between the child and the parents, strife between man and woman, strife between a woman and a woman, strife between the brother and another brother. That is leading to death. All this strife within Israel among the Israelites is going to come to an end.
Right.
So this is telling you about Isaiah was telling you about in that time. You know, this new city Jerusalem. This is what is going to happen. Verse 8.
Another one, gun, verse 8. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice. Then,
What is Salaki? What is a cockatrice? What is that?
Salaki, sir, I'm fine.
All right.
Baba Kisha. Salaki, Abada one, you could go ahead and keep breaking it down. Salaki.
All right. So we know what the wasp is.
Right.
Well, it's an asp, but it's a wasp. The wasp is a violent little insect, eh?
Right. You don't want to get stung by a wasp.
Right. You would go and this is what now, the suckling child, that is the innocent in Israel, the one who we often look and say, Chuck, weak fence that. It means weakling. It means a coward. It means this. It means that. It means a walk over. It means a push over. Even that man shall go and then you have the man now who say, oh, bad man that is a Dan. Is a this. Is a Dan. It's the man who you fear. And so, well, that man who you fear, the man who is to be feared, are we fear now?
Right.
The man who we say him is a weakling, meaning that because he now have that spirit figure really make war amongst people.
Right.
Those two shall sit and there be no strife between them.
Right.
So you have some man who can go among people and then there is no strife.
Right.
Right. This brother in the JDF who pulled the trigger, you can see that he is one whenever him touch road. His problem. But the time will come when he will be in the Israelite congregation and he will have to behave himself.
Right.
Can't pull no trigger upon anybody. Right, you find cockatrice?
Cancer. This is Merriam-Webster dictionary definition. It says a legendary serpent that is hatched by a reptile from a cock's egg and that has a deadly glance.
It don't have another definition?
Silakia.
Because the white man is the devil. He changed everything. He changed the seasons and the times and everything to make it suit his agenda. You know what I mean?
Silakia, sir. Google's definition is a mythical animal depicted as a two-legged dragon.
So read that scripture again with the cockatrice.
If I may, sir, Silaki, I think General Maimens brought down on what a cockatrice was like a serpent, simply put, like a serpent.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Silaki.
Meaning it's cunning and subtle in nature.
God.
Right. All right. Most High Christ.
All this now is really personification. It's talking about people.
Right.
The character of people, the person who you can't deal with now. When that time comes, You and him go and deal.
So let me
Right there.
If I may, let me ask this question. Who is the cockatrice inside of the Caribbean, you know what I mean, people? Who is the cockatrice? Who is subtle and Selaki? Go ahead, brother.
I mean, within the Israelite nation.
Can.
I don't know, some of them Jamaicans, huh?
Yeah, but who specifically? that's what me I ask.
I don't know who you pinpoint.
Man, come on, man, your Christian church, your pastors.
God.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
They are serpents, they are liars, man. They're cunning. They are of their father, the devil. You know what I mean? This is why they tell us that homosexuality is okay. That's why they tell us, you know what I mean? Just pray over the pork and the crab and the shrimp and the lobster and everything will be all right. You know what I mean? And you can eat it when that is nowhere in the Bible.
Just make sure you bless it.
Right. You know what I mean? And that shows that the Bible is right and man is wrong. God is wiser than man. You know what I mean? Commanding General YAHANNA, give Commanding General YAHANNA a hand, man.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Give Commanding General a hand. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for him preserving this truth, you know what would happen? We would be in a dark sleep. We would be in that valley of dry bones, dead, according to Ezekiel. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have the truth according to the scriptures of the Most High, that we can now be on StreamYard broadcasting throughout the four corners of the world, waking our brothers and sisters up, man. You know what I mean? Give yourselves a hand, man, because you all been doing an excellent job. You know what I'm saying? Yep, man. Salakia. Go ahead, Abba, that one.
Right. So verse 9 now tell you what it is all talking about. Read verse 9.
Another one, verse 9. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea.
Good night.
Right. So all the troublemakers that you have within Israel now ain't gonna be troublemakers no more.
Damn right.
When Christ returns. They shall not hurt nor destroy within his holy government. You know that mountain generally refers to government.
Okay.
So we know that we know how the church break down this and talk about the literal lion. Like they show you some picture, you see the lion with it lion now having the insides of teeth together and put some molars
some bench
lion front. Just the lion and like grass.
Right.
When in their ignorance, they know not that's what the scriptures is talking about. That's why I tell you, you have to come to the I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General and come learn the true breakdown of the scriptures.
Right. Damn right.
And to come and learn that the teeth in the real lion not going to change.
Right.
This is talking about people.
Another one, gun.
All right. Then the last words and comments.
Still here. I am Judah did say, and the politician them, meaning they are also cockatrice amongst us.
Yes.
Yes, man. Number the biggest one.
Right.
Well, the church bigger than them.
Yeah, right.
God.
Church bigger than them. All right. Then the final comment or statement.
Yeah, well, I wanna pull a fast precept if I may, Baba Gasha, because I normally pull it. You know what I mean? Me and my brothers on from the Matrix. You know what I mean? Is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. You know what I mean? And or people all over the earth scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth have to understand the only way we can be liberated or be free from any type of oppression is if we do this, which is in the scripture, which the Christian church don't teach. You got it, brother?
Another one, can. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10.
And about that one, Salaki, if I may, about that one, and other one, if you wanna, you know what I mean, help break it down, that's Tawab too, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Go ahead, read that.
Just do your thing. I can add the ear. You're chopping up.
I don't know. Again, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? I'm my Wi-Fi blowing high, all the bars. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, man, definitely the oppressor doing some kind of trickery, sir. So
yes.
All right.
Go ahead, read that.
Salakia. Another one, can. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Now, this is what this is saying. This is saying, arise and depart, for this is not your rest.
God.
Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Caribbean people, Latinos, Native Americans, you know what I mean? Wherever we live at, this is not our rest. This is not where we should be comfortable. You know what I mean? Because if we just pay attention to what is going on around us, you know what I'm saying? The political climate, the racial climate, the educational climate, the financial climate,
right?
You know what I mean? We will see that there's a disparity. That we are the ones on the bottom and everybody else above us.
Right.
So we can't be comfortable because we have a good job and you know what I mean? We're making 6 figures. That's just 1% of the nation of Israel. That's what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can't be comfortable. This is not our rest. We can't be comfortable here. Why would I be comfortable in a jungle where I know lions and bears and other animals that can eat me?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And I just decide, you know what? Because I have a little hut, I'm going to be comfortable, and that's where I'm going to be for the rest of my life.
God.
No, the Lord has provided the law, statutes, and commandments, man. This is what the I.S.U.P.K been teaching since 1969.
Right.
We can't be comfortable here. Because we see the track record of the oppressor and these other nations and what they have done to our ancestors and to us in 2022.
God.
You know what I mean? Keep reading, brother.
Another one, can. Because it is polluted.
It is what?
It is polluted.
Listen, if you think that you should celebrate your birthday and celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and any type of holiday that the white man set up and indoctrinate our people to follow, then it is saying what? Read it again.
Another one, can. Because it is polluted.
It is polluted, man.
Right.
It's like you decided to go in a garbage bin, you know what I mean? And take stale food that has been in the garbage bin for 6 weeks and eat it. Right. It's polluted. It's not good for you. You're going to get sick. You know what I mean?
Another one, can.
It's universal practical knowledge, goddammit.
Right.
But your Christian pastor will not tell you that. Your Muslim imam will not tell you that. Your Rasta, Bobo, elder will not tell you that.
Right.
You know why? Because he does not know the truth according to God.
That's right.
He's serving another God. He's serving another oppressor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This place is polluted, and the things that has been erected so that we can follow and consider to be the norm. Just like when you wake up in the morning, you know you got to brush your teeth. Everybody thinks like, you know what? For Valentine's Day, I got to get my woman a present. You don't got to do that. You got to love your woman every single day of her life because you stick your penis inside of her. That's your woman for the rest of your life.
Good.
That's what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? This society and every society that is not of God and of the nation of Israel have taught us to do otherwise. It is polluted, man.
Right.
Keep reading.
Another one, gun. It shall destroy you.
Say that again.
It shall destroy you.
Say that one more time.
Another one, gun. It shall destroy you.
Homosexuality.
It shall destroy you.
Eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster.
It shall destroy you.
Being a Rasta.
It shall destroy you.
Being a Christian.
It shall destroy you.
That's in the Bible. The brother is reading from the Bible.
Right.
Something that your Christian pastor don't do.
God.
The Rastas, they subscribe to the book of Leviticus for the dietary law. You know what I'm saying? But in the Bible, it says there are meats that are made to be eaten for Thanksgiving, but they tell you can't eat no meat.
Right. God.
They're retarded because they don't know the truth. Commanding General YAHANNA has unplugged us. He has put us in a realm that is consistent with the angels. You know, I'm going to say it properly. With the Most High, Christ, and the angels, so that we understand what we should do. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, go ahead.
You know what I mean? And them Rasta, them are hypocrite. Them hide and eat meat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Same like the Christian pastor, them talk one thing and behind closed doors, them do the opposite. Them are hypocrites.
Right. They are hypocrites. There's a scripture that says that they hide behind trees or whatever, I'm paraphrasing, and it's swine flesh. Right. That's what they do. God. Because they are hypocrites. They actually don't believe in what they teach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA, we will change every brother and sister life.
Right.
I was the weed head. Ain't nobody gonna tell me about smoking weed. I know how. You know what I mean? 4 or 5 blunts a day. Even when I used to be at work, I used to have one roll up in a foil, you know what I mean, so that the smell wouldn't, you know what I mean, permeate throughout my car, you know what I mean, because I used to work for the government. And I would go in the field somewhere and smoke my weed and then come back, spray myself with all kinds of cologne, hoping that nobody take the smell.
God.
You know what I mean? Commanding General YAHANNA and the generals and all of the captains and the brothers, give Captain Nayak a hand, Baba Kasha. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They change our lives and Lord, let us see what is right from wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? This place is polluted, man. It shall destroy us if we continue to do the things that we do. Keep reading, brother.
Another one can. Even with a sore destruction.
Read that one more time.
Another one can. Even with a sore destruction.
You know what a sore destruction is? On top of being destroyed, it's going to be real bad for you. It's going to be sore. You know, like you end up in an accident and you have a broken arm and whiplash and you got that bracelet around your neck. How you sore and your body aching all the time until you heal. That's what happens to you if you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And that is Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans every day of our lives because we believe in the white man who is the devil the Bible speaks of. So
that's right.
I'm done with it.
I'm right. Another one can.
Yeah, I'm off of it. I'm off of it. Hey, THAWADAH for having me join y'all. You know what I mean, for the last portion of minutes. You know what I mean? Your brother's excellent, man. You know what I'm saying? And I pray one day that I get the orders to come down there. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Yeah. Breathe that breath into them dry bones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
it was THAWADAH seeing Officer Abadawan for the, you know what I mean, the Passover. I hug him and I squeeze him and he says, Salakia. That's he says Salakia because I squeeze him so hard because I ain't seen my brother in a whole year. You know what I'm saying? And it's beautiful. You know what I mean? The Christian church don't bring brothers and sisters together like the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. It's unheard of. You know what I mean? I'm done.
All right. So, high notes in the class. So with that, we pass the class to priest and officer Kayadwan.
All right, clap it up.
You know, every time that we have to have a good class, you know, the internet behaves like I don't know what.
Yeah, man, the white man is the
Behaves
devil.
really crappy.
Damn right.
Devil, the Bible speaks of, man.
All right, these are the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command in General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew, and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, Salakia. That is the Feast of First Fruits. It starts after the Sabbath, the unleavened bread, the Feast of unleavened bread. Sundown, Saturday, April 23, 2022. Count 50 days, celebrate the 50th day, and this is on Sunday, June the 12th, and it starts before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 10 to 22. Reminding Akiam and Akwatiam to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black. You know what I mean? Wear all black when you watch class and everything. You understand? Make sure when you're sitting down, logging in, signing in and signing out, you're in all black. You understand? Salakia. Then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we say Imadium, which means to stand. Wapanya Akwadam, which means rise and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and then in English. Abanawa.
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 Shabashamayam.
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 Kwadash.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Aya.
Aya.
Shamka.
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 Yahawa.
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 Malakwatka.
Malakwatka.
Taba'a.
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 Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Aya.
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 Aisha.
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 Barataza.
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 Kawa.
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 Aya.
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 Bashamayam.
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 Natanlanawa.
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 Lakam.
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 Kal.
Kal.
Yawam.
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 Wasalaklanawa.
Wasalaklanawa.
Kawabwatnawa.
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 Kasalatnawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kawabwatyanawa.
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 Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Taba YAHANNA.
Ba ISUPK.
Banasaya one.
Banasaya one.
Abal.
Abal.
Our shine now.
Our shine now.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wa'ala.
Wa'ala.
Watapara.
Watapara.
La Iwalamyam.
Iwalamyam.
Aman.
Aman.
In English, our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come.
Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory forever so be.
And the glory forever so be.
Pray for the cursed. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth and all things living.
King of heaven and earth and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us thy prophet.
That speak against us thy prophet.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
Silakia, sure, I have some technical difficulties. I'm going to come in back in a second. Silakia.
No, sir.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna just take it over. I'm gonna just take it over, okay?
Gone, sir.
All right, the priests.
Priests, okay.
Priests. Yeah.
The Israelite brothers and the school.
The Israelite brothers and the school.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen.
Send evils and curses and punishment to the heathen.
And shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel.
And
shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary.
Force their riches to come to thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites.
Send evils and curses and destruction to the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court system.
And the court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the government of our enemies.
All the government of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
Skinheads,
Posse Comitazi,
Posse Comitazi,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian movement,
the lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space programs,
NASA space program,
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways,
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 the cable access channels,
the cable access channels,
and the radio channels,
and the radio channels.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people,
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen,
and bring swift destruction to all the heathens
that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word,
that stand in the way and try to stop us from this broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer.
Let the plague consume the house of the thief and the murderer. And the murderer.
Let Yahweh, Michael, and Gabriel.
Let Yahweh, Michael, and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucers.
And punish all the heathen that come up against us.
And punish all the heathen that come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done it.
That is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh, I thank you always so be.
In the name of Yahweh,
I thank you and so be it.
All right, this is the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'asham Yahushai.
Ba'asham Yahushai.
Ba'asham Yahushai. Baba Kosha.
Salakia. Baba Kosha.
Baba Kosha.
Baba Kosha.
Nathan now.
Come on.
Nathan now.
Nathan now.
Akak.
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 Larapa'a.
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 Kalmakala.
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 Wakal Madawa.
Makal Madawa.
Akal Madawa.
Akak.
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 Lata'ar.
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 Amatazaraya.
Amatazaraya.
Akak.
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 La Aquayam.
La Aquayam.
La Aquayam.
Amathiam.
Lafuya.
Amathiam.
Akak.
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 Alrakawa.
Alkawa.
Arakawa.
Atamala.
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 Lagarashan.
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 Baashamya Awashai.
Baashamya Awashai.
Baashamya Awashai.
THAWADAH man.
THAWADAH man.
THAWADAH man. In English, Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirit.
The power against unclean spirit.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it.
To cast them
out in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it.
All right, this is the prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
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 Baashamya Awashai.
Baashamya Awashai.
Baashamya Awashai.
Baraklanawa.
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 Wayasharala.
Yahushala.
Yahushala.
Wa'a.
Wala.
Waha.
Bayat Sapariam.
Wasaparia.
Bayat Sapariam.
Barak.
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 Rapa'a.
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 Magan.
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 Hagan.
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 Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA.
The generals.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
Captains.
The captains.
The officers.
Officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
The young men and the sisters.
The young men and the sisters.
The young men and the sisters.
Shamya Awashai.
Shamya Awashai.
Shamya Awashai.
THAWADAH man.
THAWADAH man.
THAWADAH man. All right, in English, what you have just said is, Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be.
All right, sir, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat. Imadium Barak. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai
Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Barakatah.
Yaramata, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Turn and face the sisters, men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat. Imadium Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahushai.
Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahushai.
Yaramata, class dismissed.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Sir, your feed went a while ago, sir. You want to do about the salute to the sister? You hear me? You hear me, sir?
Come again?
Your feed went a while ago. You want to do about the salute for the sister?
Yeah, man, I can't do it again.
All right, cancel. Yeah, man. Still a care officer. Let's do back the salute for the sister. Men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat. Imadium Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahushai.
Alatan Ba'asham Yahushai.
Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahushai.
Yaramata. Class dismissed.
Yes, Most High Christ.
All right, to our viewers, just remember, the white man is always the devil the Bible speak of.
Damn right.
Yeah, damn right. Damn right, damn right. Yeah, Most High Christ.
Officer Kayadwan, just do the close out.
Can, sir.
Officer Ayazam.
Hey, THAWADAH for having me. THAWADAH.
No sweat. Hope you come again.
Yeah, man. If the devil allow me to, you know what I mean? They're trying to whoop my spirit in the slave. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember you used to join us in our earlier days, you know. You can come
Yeah,
again.
but the devil don't want me to do it because, you know what I'm saying, I got to pay bills. So, you know what I mean? You have to find a way to try and grab my spirit, but he can't do it, man. I might just quit every job and just decide to, you know what I mean? You know the thing already. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes.
Yeah, man. But THAWADAH.
All right, no sweat.
Hey,
Until we
Shalom.
meet again,
Yahweh
brothers,
Shemel Shai
shalom.
Brakatham.
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shemel
Shemel
Shai
Kambashim
Brakatham.
Yahweh Shai.
All right, so remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. You understand? Leave in the comments if you have questions. Leave it in the comments. You know what I mean? And with that, shalom. Shalom, sir.
In this time of the pandemic, where COVID-19 has crippled the world economies, where our government has ordered nationwide shutdown, where hospitals are overwhelmed.
Shortly after, the unthinkable happened.
I was literally stunned and frozen.
And their religious leaders are proven to be frauds. Where do you go to get all your questions answered and to hear what God has to say about this matter? You can only find the answers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. We give you scriptural breakdowns of world events and the up and coming world war. We will show you in the Bible where the children of Israel, who are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today, would suffer slavery in Jamaica, Caribbean, North, Central, and South America, and other parts of the world. We will show you in the Bible where God said he would send plagues upon the earth before he frees people from this captivity.
The World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
We will give you the true teaching of the Bible, precept upon precept. To learn more, subscribe today. Call the number in the description for I.S.U.P.K. Jamaica. Shalom.